So we refined our visual tracking into this thing called the Vital Stats Dash. We created a little slide that was I made a simplified version. And what I did is I went back into our kind of history as a business. I took a random 90-day slice, and I said, Farmer, strip this down so that it's not all the different charts and all the different metrics, and just give us 4, so you can see what something like this might look like. And you can see that there are 4 columns of numbers. It's obviously very small, but this is what it is. On the left-hand side, it's all dates, right down the left-hand side. Just the date, 90 days in a row. The first column is our bank balance, your checking account balance. In this particular period, things seem to be going well because the checking account balance was going up over time, over 90 days. The next chart was the daily cash deposits. The next chart was what we call our net cash, and I'll explain that to you in a moment. And our next chart was our daily expenses. And if you look at these, and you see I think he ran a 7-day moving average through these, you can see that there are cycles. Do you see the cycles in the numbers? So in the bank balance, you see it goes up for a little bit, and then it drops off, and then it goes up for a little bit, and then it drops off. What was going on there? Right, we were paying our bills every 2 weeks, it looks like, right there. I can just see by the amount of time that goes between them. It looks like we were paying our bills about every 2 weeks. Drop off, drop off. Daily cash deposits. What was going on there? Well, you can see there were 2 heavy days, and then 3 days that were a little lower, and then 2 that were at 0. I know because I know our business that was Monday and Tuesday that were the high deposit days. Why were Monday and Tuesday much higher than the other 3? Because of the weekend. The deposits from the weekend were going in, right? The net cash is a metric that I literally invented, and I probably wasn't the inventor of it, but I made it up for us. And what I said is, we got to figure out where would we be at. It's kind of like a mini accrual method of looking at your value. If we were to even up all the money we have coming in and the money we have in the bank and all the money that we've got to write checks for in the next 30 days or so, where would we actually be? What's the real value? What's the real cash value of our business right now? And this one takes a little bit of time to actually figure out. But I want to know, did we write $700,000 worth of checks? And I don't really know that it's not reflected right here. And we don't want to install a big accrual accounting system and go through all that hassle to balance the AP and the AR and all that stuff. This net cash. We actually still use a version of it to this day, and it's been very valuable to me. If we just settle up everything that's happening right now, where are we really at? Where do we really stand? And expenses, this is an interesting one to track on a daily basis. If you've got a credit card that you use for everything, you either pay by a couple of credit cards or checks, you just have someone log in and put the expenses in every day and then run a moving average through it. You can see the cycle that we're going through. And you can see that when you smooth it out, you get a very consistent chart. Now, if you don't know what's going on in your business, let me rewind for a second. I like these metrics, right? Bank balance, cash deposits, net cash, expenses, very simple financial numbers here. I haven't tracked back to any of the marketing, or this is not sophisticated. But if you don't know any of this stuff, and once in a while you're just looking at the bank balance online and you're thinking, how much do we have to write in checks, and asking someone how much how much is payroll and whatever, you have no way of knowing whether or not your business is stable. You don't know if it's going up, you don't know if it's going down, you just really don't know what's happening. Most, and I use a lot of these terms because I don't have specific numbers, but most of the entrepreneurs I know, if I said, can you show me something like that chart? Do you have anything like that? They just say, no. And I say, well, do you have a feel even for what's going on? And they say, not really. We seem to be making profit because we're surviving. I think we kind of spend about this much and we kind of spend about that much. Now, how long does it take to build something like that thing that I just showed you? Really, how long does it take to build something like that? Let's say on a daily basis, if you did it every day for 90 days and you had someone, they just put all the dates down the left side and they filled in those 4 boxes. How long does it really take to gather that data every day? Minutes? I mean, a few minutes, you log into a couple of terminals, you have someone on your team just do it, and you say, here, put these 4 numbers in these boxes. Now, who doesn't have something like that for their key metrics in their business? Raise your hand if you don't. Okay. And who does? I'm interested. Okay, good. Now, for those that don't, how would you feel if tomorrow, if this was your chart, this just showed up in your email tomorrow, and you knew that every day you could just open this thing up and glance at it and see what's going on? How would you feel? How would your gut feel? Relief, maybe a little more peace about your business, a little more certainty. So, let's say you have someone on your team that does some administrative stuff and, they make $10 an hour, and it takes them 30 minutes to do this thing every day. Let's say you have them do it for 30 minutes. Is it worth $5 a day to be able to just glance at the thing and go, all right, everything's cool, everything's normal? The instruments are reading that we're doing fine.